Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. And of course, we are in the new year 2025 and it happens here. My name is King James YiYE. I'm not alone. I'm here with
Mmemshima King.
All right, so today on the show, I think work has resumed in Benue State after the long holiday, and our focus would be your holiday ATM experience. So if you had any experience during the holiday with your ATM card, that's automated teller machine card, or any other time, let us know on Extra Speed. And of course, we've got bankers telling you what to do, and even doubting your complaints as well. When you call 08084 275464, that's 08084 275464 on Extra Speed, then we'll get your experience here, your ATM experience, especially during the holiday period. 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. It's Extra Speed on Asking Radio. As always and as usual, Alamashagodebi team is out to find out people's experience with their ATM cards, and we also streaming live on Facebook, so you can drop your comments on Facebook as well. And as soon as the show is over, it will be loaded onto YouTube, so you can find us there at Asking Radio. That's at Asking Radio on YouTube. Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi if you want to search. But you can say youtube.com/@Asking Radio. There's that @ sign of email, and you'll find us on YouTube. My name is King James YiYE and
Mmemshima King.
So let's go to Olamushagoodbe straight up to find out people's experience with the ATM.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
At times, if you went to ATM machine to withdraw cash, maybe you are withdrawing that cash to buy something in the market, or you are going to put it in the business. So at times, you just go there, you insert your card there, and you will not see the cash out. They will debit you. So the process, you enter inside bank, they will start to give you numbers of social working days that you will be able to get that money. Well, that is my challenge for the ATM machines. Like in weekend time, say people plan for their weekends. At times, maybe you want to go and withdraw money to go inside the market and buy some stuff for the weekend. Or maybe you want to go for burial. And if you go and insert the ATM card for the machine, it has been debited you and you not see that cash. That will cause you a lot of challenge. Even to get the food within the weekend and eat with your family, we cannot get it. At times you hustle yourself to go to, if you have any small balance in your account, you go to POS, but you cannot get it as you want for ATM machine. And in other ways, ATM machine now is a limit where they have set. At times they will say you will not withdraw more than 50,000. I see how our economy now. If we went to the market to buy a stock of 50,000 cannot do you. So that is the challenge we're having with ATM machine.
He has said so much, right?
Yes, he has. It's really sad to know that one would go through that kind of experience, because just as he said, imagine during the weekend and such thing would happen to you. So whatever plans you're having, you cannot achieve that. You would have to wait till Monday for you to go to the bank and rectify any issue. And when he mentioned the food stuff, I can imagine how, wow, that would be terrible actually, for you not being able to buy food stuff and your children or your wife would have to look at you. I think that's when you will have to go to plan B. Don't put all your money in the bank. Always have something at home. Should in case anything like that happens, at least you have something to fall on. It's better.
Well, or maybe you have a food vendor that can give you on credit or something.
And you will explain, right?
I don't know. Maybe they have tried you before and it's never worked. So he has said so many things.
Yes.
Food is important. And so he is saying, and then the limit. So he is he has actually said it, that given the limit of what you are allowed to withdraw from the machine, even cash at the banks, during the holiday, I was told 50,000 max for cash withdrawals. Okay. And then the cash wasn't there. They were not even giving anybody anything. So ATMs never had money, not dispensing. POS vendors were not having money to give. So even if you have the little and then you go and queue up, and then it swallows your cards, as Nigerians say.
God.
And you really need to shop for the holiday. It's terrible. Maybe somebody would like to share their experience, but we'll also talk to the banker much later.
Okay.
But now is your holiday experience with the ATM. It may have been before the holiday, but just let us know when you call 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. And it's your experience with the ATM.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mmemshima.
Morning.
Good morning, King James.
Good morning.
Your name?
Yeah, this is Mmemshima with the first, calling from North Bank.
Okay. Tell us your experience with the ATM machine.
Okay, yeah, it was a very terrible one, very horrible, very hot.
This holiday?
Yeah.
Okay.
My own experience is not different from what that young man said. In fact, I had a problem with the ATM during the Xmas break. In fact, it got to a point where I was like, is it that my village people are around me or something, was just so scattered, you know. The other alternative that came to my mind was what just you just said, the vendor.
Yes.
I had no other alternative than to rush to her and then explain to her that she knew me as a regular customer. And then so she had to come out to my aid and then get me all the necessary food stuff that I needed.
Okay.
And to my greatest surprise, she bought a chicken for the Xmas and she was like, this one will not be okay for her and her family. And I said, okay, what about me? This one will be okay. And she had to give it to me too.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. In fact, it was after the Xmas that I had to pay back to her.
Oh, that's
so
great.
The experience was a very hot one. Very hot thing.
So was your card taken or you couldn't find cash or something?
It was like, you know, anytime I go to withdraw, they would be telling me insufficient credit like that. And the worst part of it was weekend, Saturday and Sunday, where I couldn't go to bank. And so it was just telling me insufficient credit like that until I had to rush to the bank during working hours. That was where I was able to. I later discovered it was just very small, silly thing in the bank that actually happened to my ATM. Yeah,
okay.
So that was what happened.
Well, at least you got over it.
Yeah, thanks to
your
the
vendor. Yeah, thanks to your vendor. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so that's the thing. So two things here. His vendor was handy, as I said.
She was.
But also, if he also wasn't the type that was paying, perhaps maybe he had never asked
have something on credit.
Before paying.
That's nice.
And then perhaps he has been paying upon ordering without payment on delivery.
Yeah.
So the vendor could trust him. Otherwise, it would have been terrible.
Yeah. You know, when he shared his experience, I also remember that I had same experience this Xmas period. In fact, I didn't even remember. It was when he said it that I was like, oh, I had similar experience. I sent money to someone to help me and buy mineral because we felt like, okay, let's buy something for the kids. And the money went through, but when the person went to withdraw the money, they were telling the person insufficient money in the person's ATM.
Insufficient balance.
Yeah, thank you. You know, and when he was telling me, I was like, no, I know, yes, I know you, but then I was sensing hope is not that Christmas fraud thing, you know. And I was like, how come they've already debited me? Why are you telling me that you don't have enough money in that card, you know? But at the end of the day, I had to give the person cash, which I didn't want to because cash was gold at that particular period. Even till now, cash is still gold, you know. But that was my own experience as well.
So did the money come back?
The money came the next day.
Wow.
You know, yeah. Then that was when we discovered, okay, it was bank issue and all of that.
Okay, so your ATM experience during the holiday, and that's what we're looking at. That's our focus on extra speed here. And the bankers are listening, and the banks are listening in their banking halls now. So if there is something they can do about it, it's a general thing, but during the holiday, of course, demand for money and, you know, all of that. So if it happened, you can share with us when you call 08084275464. That's 08084275464. My name is King James YiYE, and of course, I'm not alone. I'm here with
Mmemshima King.
All right, so call now 08084275464. But let's go back to Alamashagodobe team and hear what more people are saying.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
They normally did such a kind of a thing with me. They debited me while I was trying to withdraw money from ATM. I was compelled to go inside the bank to render my complaint, but last along the line, the money was recovered back. So that is how it is.
So similar with your own situation.
Oh my God, that was even a crazy one because I just had the big man and I wasn't strong enough, but I was like, no, I wasn't going to let that money go. So I had to go to the bank. Like, I need my money, you know. So they told me that I was going to get the money. I should calm down and all of that. I was like,
tell people to calm down.
To calm down. Like,
because you can't even trust the bank.
Yes, I wasn't even willing to calm down. I shared that with you, and you told me that I should just let it go. It's just 10,000. I was like, no, I am not letting.
I said that.
Yes, that was what you told me. I was like, I am
Maybe I was
not
looking
letting.
at the stress of
I was like, I'm not letting that money go. no, I don't care if I'm in pain, but I'll go to that bank. They need to give me my money. But luckily, I got the money back, Immediately, when I was just even stepping out of the bank, I just got the alert and I was like, they are so lucky.
Extra speed on Asking Radio. Atsiatele Thadia says, good morning, Asking Media. I'm listening here in Makudi. The Pankutis is back, right?
Yes, he is.
Mangi David on the chorus says, good morning, hosts. I can't even remember the last time I go to that ATM machine post. In fact, I don't make use of my ATM cards. I prefer my bank's apps, and the experience is super cool for me. Mangi David on the chorus texting from Oka, the capital of Anambra State in southeast Nigeria. Wedi Patezungo Bernard says, good morning, Mmemshima King, the radio queen. Good morning, King James Yiye, the radio wizard. Good morning, listeners across the globe. Welcome to another blissful day. If you're watching, please do not forget to like, comment, and share the broadcast. Thank you. Let's have your ATM experience when you call 08084275464, especially during the holiday or any other time. So let's listen to this man.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
There's one particular time I went to withdraw my money. Then they debit me. Why? They refused to give me the money. They said I should go to bank, lay the complaint to them. After I went there, I joined queue and I suffer. I spend my time. After I spend my time and I fill some form, we do some things. So after doing it, they refuse to return the money. So the next time I still went to another branch. Up till now, as I'm talking to you, they never refund the money. I can't know how to even trace the money again. That is how my own money take loss.
Wow.
That's so pathetic.
It is.
It's pathetic, but it seems you haven't had any ATM experience before.
For ATM rejecting the card and saying things, that one has happened.
Okay.
But it's even transfer. Like he is saying he has lost money. I've actually lost a lot of money that I don't even want to talk about. I transferred money and even up to 200,000 to my friend, and she didn't get it. I was debited, and that was how it ended.
And you didn't follow up.
I would usually ask my bank. They'll say the money left the account, then the receiving bank didn't get it. So it was like that. The other time it was 15,000, another time it was 5,000, another time it was 10,000. So I have lost money that way. So for ATM, I think the one I have for Standard Chartered is easier because you can go on the app and change your PIN and do whatever you want, tweak things around. So even if you forget the PIN, but for the core Nigerian banks, I always forget the PIN, and it's there.
Wow.
So bad experience I've had anyway, because some time ago in era 3, my ATM, I don't want to call the bank. By the way, the name has even changed. Not the name it was. So what was showing insufficient balance actually showed me, and I knew I had money, and it was weekend. So I've experienced that as well. It was showing something different from what I knew was in the account. So I was a bit frustrated, but I had to leave.
And it's so embarrassing, you know, going there after you've queued, and you go there and you have a whole lot of people behind you, and you're trying, and then you're hearing people are yelling that, please leave there and all of that, and you turn without counting cash. It's embarrassing, actually.
So I also bought fuel, and it was telling me a different thing. But luckily we had to switch cards, so it worked. It's Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. It's Monday the 6th of January 2025. If you are still at home in Benue, please go to work. Work has resumed. Maybe we should have talked about that. Carrying the cane and going into houses and flogging people to go back to work.
I think they should avoid lazy attitude this year.
It's 2025. Okay, so your ATM experience, especially during the holiday. And call us now, 08084275464. That's 08084275464. Let's listen to more people.
Okay.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
The experience I had, the ATM machine that I use, by the time we slot in ATM, they will debit, and eventually they do not revise back until we have to take time to visit the bank again and again. So that have been experience. What we only had for them is the issue of network, and this network issue need to be upgraded in this our environment, so that if the ATM machine, automatic machine that can help to withdraw at any time what one need to add money should be improved. And many a times these POS are taking over, and POS is another issue around us here. So they need to reactivate, revitalize issue of the ATM to be able to help the public.
Okay, so he's saying things about ATM more like one thing I've seen and I've heard from him is even going to the banks over and over. The other guy said he filled the form and over and over and lost his money because nothing got back.
Yes.
This one possibly has gotten back his money, but then going over and over, because we're not sure of the amount they're talking about here, but even if it is any amount, and then you have to keep going back to the bank for your money, that's not funny, because you were meant to go once, get your money. So even if you are working, if you're trekking to the bank for subsequent visits, that's not your plan.
Yes, it's not at all. And I don't know, maybe it's just part of mannerism for them, because at times I feel the way they are relaxed and cool when they are talking to you, or maybe at times if you're like telling them your issue and it's more like you're disturbing them, it pains me so much, because I feel no matter what, you should listen to me. I don't know. I think maybe at the bank, there's nothing like customers are always right. I don't know. Because the way they attend to you at times is really sad and pathetic to me.
I think I will blame that on people, because if customer service representative is supposed to be the image maker of any institution in the first place, so it's how people, go there. I am not saying people should be rude, but of course, a bank customer service representative is not supposed to talk to people anyhow.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course they do that. They feel cool. So the person coming with bathroom slippers can actually feed you and pay you. Without their money, you may not even be there.
Exactly.
Even if you see 50K only or 10,000 in their account, it still doesn't mean that they are poor.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
With BVN, if you have demanded to check, sometimes find out the money is in the other bank that is behaving well. So for the fact that they have only 10K in your account does not mean there is nothing there.
There's nothing.
If you go to one bank and then I have only 20K, please go back to the years that I've banked with that bank and see what has actually come in. So that is it. So yes, there are experiences of people talking to customers anyhow when they have issues with their ATM and then they come in. It's so wrong.
It is.
It's so wrong. You are there for them. And you see what this man is saying here. You go in, you fill form, and then they carelessly ask you to come back after 1 month or after 1 week. Come
without
on.
caring or anything. It's bad.
This is 2025, and I think
they need to change.
Yes, they need to, because I know that Nigerians don't seek litigation in this things, but I've heard of lawyers, who have taken, because that's their profession. So you don't mess around with them. When they take you to the court and they win a case over you, you will now understand where you stand.
But I also feel the customers too, they don't really have that courage again to talk to these people.
That's
Bankers,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't be talking to you and you're claiming you're right. You cannot get distracted. I will tell you to please stop and look at me.
Of course,
understand?
I did that to one.
Don't even pretend that you're right.
I have done that to several at banks in Makodi, and until the managers come down begging. I did that in Abuja as well a couple of times. If you actually don't have your manners, because you need to talk to a customer. It doesn't matter even if they have 1,000 naira in that account. It's money. because you are pinching from that money every day.
Exactly.
Every Sunday they wake up and take 100 naira, 200 from you, electronic bank transfer that you never did.
Or stamp duty.
Or stamp duty or whatever. Okay, so a banker has actually, said he has doubted people, and he has given reasons that why things cannot be that way, and when it happens, what you should do. But first, we keep listening to people on their experience, especially with the ATM card and the ATM machine. And so you can call and share yours 08084 275464. If you've never had experience and your friend has, can tell us without mentioning their names. 08084 275464. It's extra speed, and of course, it is your holiday experience with the ATM. Any other day as well, you can let us know. Let's hear from Alamashagodobi team.
Okay.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
It was one day I sent my son to the bank. So on installing the ATM card, they couldn't pay him the money, but they debited him. So he came back to tell me the situation. From there, I followed him to the bank. So they directed me to see the customer care manager. On reaching there, the manager told me that he is sorry, but we should hold down. Within 1 or 2 hours, the problem will be solved. So I was doing something at home. So I now went back with my son. After some time, then my son got a lot that the money had been reversed. He came to tell me where I was doing something. Really, Daddy, they have reversed back the money. They have seen their lot. And that was what happened, really.
Okay,
Lucky
so that was a
him.
good experience.
Exactly. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Bello Musa calling from Nadbank.
Okay. Tell us your ATM experience.
Musa,
and
speak
please
out. Your voice is not loud enough.
Okay, thank you. My experience is that some years back, I registered one of the bank here in Makodi. So I didn't register to receive a lot.
Okay.
So when someone send money to me, I went to remove the money, but they didn't give me I was not receiving a lot. So after some time, I went to check my balance. I found out that 25,000 was missing. By that time, I don't have the experience of going back to the bank and ask why, or because I didn't receive a lot. Until the second time when I go to collect to receive 25,000 again. So the money was debited to me. That time I registered for a lot. So when I didn't they didn't give me the money. After I was going back to work, I saw a lot of 25,000.
Wow.
So I go to the work, but I was very confused. Because I didn't experience it. That's the first time I experienced that. So when I come back, before I came back from work, they were closed. After 2 days, I went to report to the bank. They asked me if I should finish in 2-3 days. 2-3 days passed, almost 9 days. Until when I went, they were to listen to me. They were even taking me for this. So when I began to shout before the manager called me and take me inside the office, give me some water, and then he asked me that after 2 weeks, after just 3 days, if you didn't come back, I should come back. So that day on 12 o'clock in the night, they returned me back. But the first 25,000.
Yeah, you lost it, yeah.
So that I didn't receive my account.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Well,
thank you.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Bello Musa, for sharing. Can you just imagine that? So he lost the first one. And even when he went to complain, just as I was saying, they take you for granted.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Bank Wahala. Well, thank God. This is Emeka Anyok from North Bank. Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, all in arrears.
Thank you.
All in arrears. I was expecting your package from this thing, whether the jet when they carry on, they go Abuja, go land my own for my North Bank. So great order for me.
He would hear.
You see, bank, ATM, My own is living experience.
Okay.
I had problem the other time. I went to withdraw money from POS, and the thing hanged. I could not see anything. They debited me. I was very, very shocked. I don't see money. You ask the POS people, they will tell you, say no money. The money never come. Then I get to a point I could not see my money. I rush. I asked to those people, what do I do? They said they no see. At the end of the day, do you know that money, whether not from the POS people, I've been at the bank, I could not see anything. When I went to the bank told me that they did not, they have already given out the money. So that was how I lost that money. And the unfortunate thing is that my handset, as at that time they stole the handset.
Wow.
I could not see money again. So I could not proceed ahead. So I think the bank should do the needful, because sometimes you hear network issue. Sometimes you see that service will be a problem and you will be debited, and sometimes you will not even see. The revising may not be easier. They will tell you, sometimes they will tell you, say, 5 working days. Some will tell you a day. Some will tell you 2 days. I remember the other one, it took me time before I even recovered the money. It is not good like this, because customer na customer. They say you must, no matter how you be, you must attend to your customer. Because if you lose one customer when they come deposit, even if na 5 naira in account, na something.
Of course.
So you have to treat them well so that they will continue. So bankers this time should do the needful. And those POS operators, I learned the other time, they have their own company. Where they will, first of all, the money will go. Sometimes they say the money hang there. Or when you ask them, they say you don't go to bank. So I think these people should judiciously use the work that they are doing to help the masses.
Right.
These days now, we can't go to bank on Sundays. We withdraw our money. We help ourselves. Some people withdraw even 200 naira from their account so that they can solve problems. They are doing well.
Of course.
But they should do the needful.
Right.
They should know all this network and any other things that will make money. Sometimes it will not come to the owner. You debit them. It's not good.
Right.
They should do the needful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God continue blessing Nigerians in this 2020, because Nigeria is a blessed country.
Thank you.
In everything, Nigeria still move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So let's go back to what Musa Bello said. Yeah. It's pathetic, because just imagine that he lost 25,000 before.
Yes.
I will assume that the second one, when he went to complain, they should have looked into the first one as well.
Well, maybe at times they feel he would have.
No, he made a complaint. So he made a complaint about money. Okay. So it's an electronic thing. So when you trace, if the second one could come back, they should have given him the first one as well.
Yeah.
And you see the issue of attending to customers that he is saying that he had to shout. Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just have to shout.
Yeah, you have to shout for the branch
manager to come down.
Yeah, and when he said they gave him water first of all.
So that's the thing, because I also had to shout before they come. So Banks in Makode, if you're listening, if you think you are encouraging customers to shout before the bank manager comes down,
I think we'll get in with McPhone.
Yeah, exactly. The other guy brought a band to one bank in Nigeria to go and stand there and disturb them before they brought his money back.
Exactly.
So even the issue of this is electronic and it's controlled by humans. It's a policy. So you cannot be saying 7 days, 4 days, 1 month for money that somebody needed. Except for 2025, lawyers start making money from cases. Yeah. Because lawyers, if you're listening, maybe you take up some pro bono cases, because I don't think I have my 1 naira in your custody and I want to take it,
and you tell me,
and your system error, whatever, then you are give. It doesn't happen elsewhere.
I think those are flimsy excuses, if I must say. They are. It's better you tell. Well, they cannot tell you to use your money to invest, actually. So, but those are flimsy excuses. If I come to you that I need my money should be ready for me. I don't think I'm cut out to listen to any explanation or anything.
Well, at least people know that when they shout, the solution comes up.
Yeah.
But that shouting may not be easy sometimes, as you think. It may end up, something else. So please,
let's
do the
avoid
needful.
it. Yeah.
So the other man who sent his son, that's the only man so far that had good experience with the bank. Because when he went to his bank, he says the customer service representative first apologized.
Exactly.
And they told him that it was going. So he had confidence in his bank. He walked back home.
Yeah.
And within an hour or so, he went doing something. He got it back. So with that bank, it's a plus for that particular bank, and with that is experience. But for the rest of the people that we are listening to, it's not so funny.
Yes.
It's so bad. It's extra speed and your ATM experience. You can call now 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. What's your experience with the ATM? And let's hear from more people.
Okay, one of the experience that I've gotten, I tried to withdraw on the ATM machine. At the process of withdrawing, the machine debited me, and there was no cash available for me to receive. And at that process, I waited and waited for a long time, no way, and nobody to talk to. So I just have to take my card, and I was debited, and the money couldn't reverse back to my account. But subsequently, why between the little white time of the time, I find that the money was reversed back into my account.
Lucky him.
Yeah, lucky him.
Yeah, because some have lost the money that way, and for him, he got it.
Yeah.
Let's listen to this one.
Like I can use my cards, enter another bank to withdraw. Sometimes another bank go debit me, go reverse immediately. But if I enter my normal bank with my card, if it debit me, go reach 5 minutes, it go reverse back. Understand? The experience I get for all this transaction with MTN card. Understand?
So what we're going to do with time is people are going to be mentioning the banks.
Okay.
Yeah, they will mention the banks, and we go to you to defend, because obviously some banks, it looks like some banks are doing better than others.
Exactly.
Because even for me, most of the money I've lost from that 200K that until it's a particular bank.
Yeah, and I think most people complain about that particular bank too.
Yeah, and so it's one of the oldest banks, but that kind of thing happens there. So with time, because we are going to you'll be mentioning if we must do this program. So this is 2025, and banks, if you're listening, you just need to sit up and do the needful according to a maker. It's extra speed, and you too can call 08084 275464. I am King James YiYE and
Mmemshima King.
So let's listen to another person with bad experience.
Okay.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
The experience is not really a funny experience anyway. It is very abnormal for you to try to withdraw from the ATM machine and then it debited you without crediting. And one of the challenge that I discovered that it is not really good is the one you go inside, you go to the bank after being debited without crediting. You go to the bank to lay complaint. They will tell you to fill dispensary form. Once you fill it, sometimes they tell you to go and come back in 2 days' time. And then when you come back after 2 days, it may not be worked on. Sometimes they will tell you 7 working days, sometimes 14 working days. But definitely the money comes back, but it doesn't come back on time. And sometimes if you need the money to be used urgently, maybe you don't have any other money, you keep waiting. So it's not a good experience, and it's really challenging.
So sad.
Yeah, some of them have had their money reversed. People have lost their money actually.
Yes.
So that's why it's bad. But even in a situation where you have had the money reversed, the time it takes
to get it
is really bad, because you have other things to do. I think it's because people are not paid per hour here. So it's almost a normal thing to waste away time, going after something that is not your fault.
Yeah.
These banks have provided this technology, and it is supposed to, meet the customer's needs. And so when it's not happening, it means it's a failure on the part of either of the parties.
Yeah.
In this case, the banks.
The banks, yeah. I'm just imagining now that things are expensive with transportation and all of that, and maybe your transaction was just 7K, and you would have to pay back from, let's say, North Bank to Zenith Bank. How much are you going to spend for 7 days? I think maybe you would have to forfeit the money and let it go, because you can't spend money on transportation and not even get the particular money that you even made transfer or whatever at the bank.
It's xTRa Speed and it's Asking Radio. Let's listen to this person with their ATM experience, which is our focus on today's program.
Yes, I had much experience concerning the issue of ATM.
Unfortunately, there is a caller here, so okay, it's gone, but let's listen before you call.
Yes, I had much experience concerning the issue of ATM. So ATM, sometimes we went to withdraw, the deputy without paying you the money. Like the experience that I faced through the ATM about 3 months back, I withdrew like 20,000 naira, they debited me, but they not give me the money. After 1 month back, they pay me back. I went to bank and complained. Then they bring my money back. That's the issue that most time you can face through ATM.
Right, so he's talking of months here.
1 month,
yeah,
for 20K. Wow. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, your name and where you're calling from?
It's Willem calling back.
Okay. You forgot to say something.
I
Yes.
went to a bank to work on there, the same bank.
Okay.
So the ATM machine swallowed my card. So by the time my mother was in the hospital, so I didn't get a chance to go back and complain. After for a couple of months, after I lost my mother. So after I finished everything, after the burial and everything, I went back. They told me I should go and do another new ATM card because that one did not get it. It take me long before I come to collect it back again.
Wow.
So that was surprising. The card didn't expire. But because I didn't get a chance to come and they asked me, I had to pay for another new one.
That's the question I want to hear. Wow. That's the can you just imagine that? Well, Bello Musa, well, so sorry about that. So you can just imagine something as serious as losing your mom. In the first place, the mom was in the hospital, went for that money, had that experience. So you just imagine if we were suing these institutions, it would be bad. You understand? Because the trauma and everything, your mom is sick, you went to get money. You didn't get it.
Exactly. You swallowed my card.
She eventually died. You were, going about to bury your mom. You came back and they're telling you it took so long. So even for rules and laws, they are made by humans. And there should be exceptions, in some cases. Because the man cannot come and lie to you that the mother was sick and then died and they buried and they came back. And again, with all of this, if you must replace a card, why do you ask them to pay again?
To pay when that card is not even
expired.
Exactly.
Wow, a good court case. Okay, so let's listen to this one. Is your ATM experience, and it's happening here on xTRa Speed, and you can call us on 08084 275464. The aim is the banks should be listening and planning for 2025, more like we're doing free consultancy for them, because we are going to empower people to take up court cases anyway.
Exactly.
So if you relax and you think everything is normal, this is another year. So everybody who has spoken here, they've had a good court case.
But I think people are scared of involving a lawyer because they think of the money they are going to spend.
And that is why I'm saying lawyers can take this up. Because certainly yes.
And once we win,
you make you get your fee, even if it is not pro bono. Because at the end you have a good case.
Exactly.
So the banks have lawyers; they have our money. Let them also come and prove how they were not wrong in most of what we're hearing.
Exactly.
Here. So that's just it. People should be empowered to do the right thing. That is why we're here. Let's listen to more people.
Yes, I had experience before. What happens is that when you slot in your ATM card, you try to withdraw some money, and it happens mostly when it is not the bank, the mother bank where you are trying to withdraw. Maybe the ATM is from another bank. You find out that you'll be debited, but you won't get the cash. So if you go back to your mother bank, then it will be rectified. I've experienced that several times. Yeah, it was tough. Sometimes it takes some days, sometimes a week or two before the money will be reversed. But if it is your mother bank, that when you are debited and your cash is not being given to you, it will be reversed under 24 hours.
Well, some people have experienced that beyond 24 hours.
Exactly.
But perhaps some of them, for the banks that reverse within 24 hours, thumbs up to those banks. But just imagining going to a place that your mother bank is not there.
Exactly.
Because this is technology and the ATM is supposed to be used across. I remember the experience once again with Standard Chartered. It was the only bank, then their ATM had to work with the bank. And having just one in Wuse 2, then it means that when you wanted to withdraw money, you know that you are going to a Standard Chartered and not any other bank until other cards came that they've now been compatible with other banks.
Yes.
But I keep giving it up to that bank because they are just in a world of their own. Yeah, things just happen, and a lot of stuff you can, because their customer call line is toll free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you call and whatever issue it is, they solve there on the phone. Or if you go to your app, you just do stuff. Okay, let me make referrals and open accounts and make some money.
Okay.
It's Extra Speed on our King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. If you're listening to me and you are in any city that Standard Chartered Bank is and you want to open an account, say that King James referred you.
Okay.
Of course,
they need
I'm
to
just
give
doing
you a
that.
code then.
Exactly. Okay, so let's listen to this one.
Okay.
Well, there is a very bitter experience. I've had so many experiences that anytime you go to ATM, sometimes they will debit you and they will not give you back your money. And that day you will look frustrated. It could be something that you want to do. Maybe you needed money very seriously, you want to solve. Something like maybe, especially weekends, Friday, when it comes to Friday, Saturday, that is when the whole network will go down. And you cannot get your money and you'll be frustrated. You'll be forced to go to POX. And sometimes, some people don't even have much. They cannot go to POX, but what they will do is to just go home frustrated. So it's a very bitter experience. Very bitter experience.
Bitter indeed. Anyway, so Wedi Potezungo Bernard says, due to the experience I had when I traveled to Benue in 2016, I'm always careful whenever I travel. It took me almost 3 weeks before I recovered my money. When I traveled last year, I used my bank app most and make transfers or POS. Even when I wanted to eat from Mama Put, I would ask if they have POS or receive transfer. I'm actually scared using ATM once I'm in Makodi.
Okay.
He had experience years ago, so you can understand that.
Of course.
So in all of these, we spoke to bankers and for people who say that the ATM took cash. ATM takes cash. Do you know that? In Abuja, ATM took my cash. I was fast enough to grab it.
Wow.
In Makudi, it counted. So at the point that you are picking, it quickly takes in it. So it was almost taking money back again. And I grabbed. So I asked some people around. In Abuja, yes, it has happened. In Makudi, I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
But we asked this banker if ATM takes cash. He doubts, but I've experienced it.
Okay.
Even in Makudi.
Wow.
So sometimes when you don't know anything and customers are saying these things, if you claim to have CCTV cameras there, you just go and watch the footage. And perhaps the camera is focused on the face, so it's not going to see, maybe, I don't know, machine dispensing and taking it back, but this is something they need to watch. So Alamashagodobi team, speaks to a banker who actually doubts if ATM takes cash back.
Okay, permit me to disagree a bit on that, because an ATM is like the normal teller you walk into the banking hall and meet. Yeah. Now, so when you go into the banking hall and then you attempt to make withdrawal, will the teller give you part of the money and keep some? The answer will obviously be no, right? So when ATMs dispense cash, except for very, very severe for very rare circumstances, those machines will naturally not pay you part. If they are paying you, they're paying you. If they're not paying you, they're not paying you. Yeah? But for cases where you claim that part was paid or the machine took back some, the ATM is naturally programmed to snap you like about 4 times during cash dispense. Now, the point you slot your card, you're going to be snapped. The point where the cash is stacked, you're going to be snapped. The point where the cash is presented, the customer is snapped. And the point where the customer picks the cash, the customer is still snapped. So you just walk into the banking hall, lay your complaint. It will be investigated, obviously. The CCTV footage will be gotten. That's the cam shot footage is from the machine will be gotten. And if it's confirmed that the transaction failed, why not? The bank will return your money to you.
Now banking hall noise. Yeah.
So noisy. I thought it was a quiet place.
Yeah. Well, no, because people move about. Okay. So he is saying this, but I've experienced it. And you see, the danger is because I've experienced it, I have the right to mention the bank. I'm not going to do that. But again, even the footage of the CCTV he's talking about at Diamond Bank in Abuja, I sent Engineer Eric to take money. He took and left. Then I started seeing a debit. I wasn't even in Nigeria at the time. So I laid a complaint at a bank, I think, before I traveled. And they said they were going to watch the CCTV footage. Let's hear this caller first.
Okay. Hello?
It's dropped.
Okay.
So they said they were going to see the CCTV footage that this bank is talking about. They actually showed me the CCTV footage, but where the camera was positioned, you couldn't even see the face. The person was obviously not Engineer Eric. It was then the bank started saying sometimes people come and they ask their security to help them. That the scammers say they don't know how to use the ATM card, and they ask their security people to help them. So when they want to see CCTV, it's their security people's face they see and not the scammer. But in this case, so using CCTV footage and all of that, of course I saw it was darkened where the camera is facing light. So it wasn't even affected. That's the bank in Abuja. So sometimes you can easily just say these things, but people are experiencing this. So it's beyond just trying to say it won't happen.
Yeah, he was just sugarcoating the thing for me. Although, yes, I haven't had that kind of experience before. But if you're saying if someone goes into a bank and the person attending to me is a human being who is the teller there, definitely the person cannot take my money because we are seeing ourselves. How do you want to take my money? But the machine is programmed and there might be malfunction or something.
Exactly.
So you can't compare those two. It doesn't work at all.
It doesn't. The comparison didn't just work.
It didn't.
Because I've had that experience as you are picking it, it's taking some back. I've had it in Makurdi.
I've heard too from people, but I have not
Makurdi
had
and
that kind
Abuja.
of
In Area
experience.
3, then it was Intercontinental Bank. It did that to me. In Makurdi, it was GT Bank.
Wow.
So you don't just doubt this kind of things. You simply just investigate. I can't sit here and be lying.
At your age.
At my age. Okay, it's time to say bye.
Okay, bye.
See you again.
All right.
King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.
She higon kahu atankro yin pepe. Number one na asking radio TV. Ma kamo wa wene otoe hwande. Zane hemeno ngwa asking radio.